Here's a quick one, just where the media is giving a false news information.
Also talking about the security that they have.
It says first responders on the scene saved many lives. They didn't save any lives. They didn't save any lives. Okay, and here's a guy, you know, if that movie Reds was true and the communists or Russia took over, this is the kind of person you'd see as an anchor. Actually, he's an anchor now on MSNBC. But this guy is a communist. And of course, all his viewers are going to be against gun ownership, right? Here's one of them.
What I mean, the Second Amendment allowed muskets, not semi-automatic assault rifles, nor pistols with large clips. Update this antiquated amendment, ASA.
That's what I said about the antiquated amendment. That's what I'm saying. If it's antiquated Constitution, why do we want congressmen and senators and presidents? We don't need that. That's antiquated. But you'll always need a gun to defend yourself. We can represent ourselves with the electronics and technology of today. Let's update the Constitution. We can represent ourselves. We don't need Congress. We don't need the Senate. We don't need a president. We, the people, can finally represent ourselves. Like the communist says, Ed Show. What do they call him? Ed Schultz? Sergeant Schultz? Like Sergeant Schultz says, update this antiquated amendment. Right? This antiquated Constitution. We have the technology to represent ourselves, so let's represent ourselves. Although I can't see, and then let us all vote. When we all represent ourselves and get the system in place where we can now go and press a button on our computer and vote, represent ourselves, ask us if we want to have guns. I, myself, am a pacifist. I don't own a gun. But I believe in everybody's right to own assault rifles. As far as I'm concerned, it says bear arms. Arms is any weapon at all. It doesn't say right to bear a musket. It says right to bear arms. And those arms should be equal to the tyranny you're living in. To fight that tyranny. That's the fact of that interpretation.
Hey, here on that one. And Shannon Chavez tweets, why can all of our constitutional rights be subjected to limits except the ones conferred by the Second Amendment? We like that one too. Keep your thoughts coming.
Yep, notice he likes the thoughts of anything that take away our rights. Now it's okay that all of our amendments have been taken away and all of our rights have been taken away. It's a mess. This is they have communist anchors like this that are from a Orwellian nightmare, telling us how we don't need guns to protect ourselves. After a shootout like that, you can, with any intelligence, say we don't need a gun to defend ourselves? I believe in God myself will protect me. I'm not looking at police. If anything, we need guns because of police. Not the idea that we don't need guns because we have police. Because of the way our police are attacking American citizens across this country, we need guns because of police. I'll continue to have faith in God, even though that ended up with me getting beat up and thrown on my head on the side of the highway and my children, wife and children being tortured. I have a thought about that, about how we can put an end to police brutality. More people who are against police brutality have to go through law school. Then you become a judge. You apply to become a judge. And become a judge. That's the only way to do it. You can't really kill them all. If you went out and shoot them all, they'll just hire more idiots. Okay? That's all that's going to happen. And even if they hire the best people, that badge turns people into a monster. Just like people get road rage, there's the badge rage. And the only way to get that is get good judges in there that are going to see a bad cop and say, you're getting in my court, I'm going to fine you for this and that, and I'm going to throw your cases out when you keep bringing me this brutality. You know, right now they're not doing that. Right now the judges are saying they can do whatever they want. And that's not like the old days where they violate any rights, they throw the case out, they don't do that anymore. The rule is now is they can do whatever they want, and you're guilty, you pay the fine because we want your money. We don't care about law and order. We want your money and we want your respect. That's a slogan of the tyrant. Give us your money and respect us. And even with all the shootings and the oil spill, remember the oil spill in the southern coast there, the Gulf of Mexico, the oil spill? He was warned not to drill deep. This governor, the state, everyone to do it. The oil company all wanted to drill shallow, but Obama wanted to hide the fact that he's even allowing drilling. So he had him go drill real deep against all advice to the dangers of underground, all the dangers to all the underground activity that's going up, especially after that mine disaster. There's something going on under the ground. He was warned to the dangers of something going on under the earth, something unknown. So he decides to drill deep. Okay, he's put up for Man of the Year because of that. He's put up for Man Time of the Year for allowing all those people to die and all those school shootings. All those states burning to the ground. How many states? Over a dozen states burnt to the ground last year. And he's Man of the Year? There's an agenda. The media is working on an agenda with our tyrant servants. These tyrants who used to be our public servants are working together to take us to a global agenda. To make sure you have all your rights. The more of you dead, the easier it is for them to do this. Look at this guy. Look at this guy goofing off. Look at him goofing off. He's playing with some kid, Spider-Man, while the kids are getting shot in Connecticut. This guy is one worthless psycho idiot. He's got time to goof around, but does he have any time to take advice or analysis from the top? No. Because he's got an agenda. This sick idiot has an agenda. Look at the way these people are treating him as if he's a God upon high, how they keep their eyes down and bowed to him. You see this? This is the mindset of these people. It doesn't matter how many people died, how many disasters they're going to vote for this. Because he is their black God. He is their answer to the Lord coming to earth. Look at how they're looking. Look at these pictures. Notice how she's bowing her head. How they're, staying aback from the God, the eminence and illumination of this priestly man. You know, it's just really sick and sad our country was dragged into this. But a lot of people had an agenda to take this country from us, and they did. They won. Tyrant of the year, more of time tyrant of the year. You can kind of see him playing in the snow. This is when he missed my call to advise him, to warn him. He's too busy playing in the snow right now. Too busy drinking. He'll play in the snow, and then in the evening he's drinking with the foreign dignitaries, right? He's getting drunk with all the foreigners. You see the parties, the multi-million-dollar parties are thrown at the White House. That's with your money. But don't think you're a fool. Think you're a wonderful person to do all this. And then let's blame God. Let's not forget to blame God in the end, right? See, this is what you're going to look like after you goof off all the time and party all the time. Then it comes down to, uh-oh, a lot of people are dead again. Oh, quick, let's blame God. Bring a bunch of priests in here. Write a book about why God. That'll cover it again, right? That'll cover it. The people are stupid. They'll believe it, right? Starting to sink in? I doubt it. I'm sorry. Here they are. These are the two most responsible for those deaths in Connecticut. These two people do not know how to do their job. Now there's 20 children dead because they failed to protect the children. Whose job was it? Was it your job? It was my job to advise the president of the problem and warn him before the problem. I did my job. The president does what he always does. He's goofing off, partying, vacationing, campaigning, anything but taking an advisory. He does not. In fact, they've threatened me several occasions not to warn the president. They said it's against the law for me to call up and warn the president. They said I was going to get in trouble. And boy, I got beat up on the side of the highway. They put me on some kind of list, on a code. So when I got pulled over, they worked me over. And they tortured my family. That's on the internet. That's a fact. But these two are the most responsible. These two idiots are the most responsible for those dead children. As far as my analysis, well, besides Obama. Obama ignored the warning. Those kids would be alive if he would have accepted the warning and shut that school down before the attack. He didn't. Because, you know, they have an agenda. They wanted the attack. They said, oh, good, let's everybody get ready. Hey, the guy that's writing that book, Why God, it's time to publish it. All right? Days after the shooting. Now here's one of their campaign strategies. This is before the election, bringing in that African talk, the African way of life. Here's their strategist. Here's what she's got to say, their strategy to get Obama in.
Not in the 11th hour.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, there's an African proverb that says that one should never build their shield on the battlefield. Well, it is shield building time for Democrats.
You hear that? The state senator, Nina Turner. talking about the African way. We're in America. Talking about the African way to get her African, son of an African president, reelected. At any cost. It doesn't matter how terrible a job he did. How many tens of thousands are dead. How he destroyed the Gulf Coast. Right? How gas prices are $3.50 to $4 on any given day. This is incredibly insane. It only took millions, it had to be like 150 idiots in this country to allow this to happen. But why doesn't the 150 others stand up to it? There's got to be just as many good people. Stand up. Do what you got to do. You're intelligent enough to see this is wrong. Start making it right. I suggest many of you that can go to law school and become a judge. If you want to do the right thing, you see police brutality, you want to put an end to all this, the lies of the media, the best thing to do is finish law school and become a judge. That's the best way about it right now. Unless you see people assembling in the street, then get your gun and join in. But unless there's a bunch of people assembling, there's no legal way to do it. But if you get a majority of people in the community all standing there with guns, you're legally allowed to do what you want. You can actually go into courthouses, drag the judges and prosecutors out and hang them. It would be a legal activity. It's just illegal for one person to go in and do it. That's a lone gunman. But if there's a large enough group, a majority of your community standing together with rifles in your hand, you're legally able to do what you want. That's a legal citizens movement. It would be a legal citizens trial, dragging the judges, the bad judges, the corrupt tyrant police, the corrupt prosecutors. Stop having them turn your children, your wives and daughters into whores and prostitutes. Stop the raping of the children. Well, you have to wait till they either become a judge now to help stop it, or wait for them to assemble. Look for the grouping up of people, and when they assemble, bring your rifles, then it's time. Oh, also rope to hang them.